Hey everybody, it's Maggie Mulhern. We're here at the Water Street Studio in New York City, and I'm here with my buddy Nick Stenson, who we've decided is not only the vice president of the world, but he's also...
I'm vice president of salon services and trend for Ulta Beauty and Matrix artistic director.
All right, so he's the coolest guy, and we're doing the best shoot ever, and this is his model, who he has transformed from a lovely, beautiful blonde into a pink. And Nick, we always seem to be doing pinks with you.
We do. It must be my signature color or something, because it just happens. But they're beautiful.
So fill us in with what you're doing here.
So what I'm doing now is I'm taking her into a style, but this is really good if you have a client that comes in your chair and they want a lot of volume in their hair, but they don't necessarily have the hair to get the volume. What I'm doing is I'm going in and building the volume. I'm first starting with my styling texture builder here, and I'm spraying it into the hair. And then after I spray it into the hair, I'm using a mini crimping iron to now emboss the hair. And of course, it's my buddy Sam Via's crimping iron. But I'm going in here and I'm just adding a little bit of crimping all the way down. If you want more, hold the tip of the iron so that you can get it more dramatic. And I go through the whole entire thing underneath. So go from like the parietal ridge all the way down underneath. And then I'm going to go back in and I'm going to curl the whole thing and brush it out. It's going to expand the cuticle, so I'll double the texture to work with. And then the top will lay over it, so there'll be lots of movement, lots of body, and you'll never see any of the crimping because that'll be underneath.
All right. And, you know, shout out to Sean Goddard for this lovely pink. It's just such a beautiful thing. But what are some of the things that people do wrong? I hate to say it that way, but some things you see, some of the challenges that people have and how they can correct it with doing this kind of work.
So with doing this kind of work, I think a few things. You know, when you're doing any kind of dress work, you really need to roadmap out your look, where you want to go with it. Divide and conquer is what I say. Focus on a section, understand where you want this to go. So I know I want this section here to expand all the way out. So I'm going to focus on building the texture here and then move on to my next section. A lot of times people take the whole head of hair all at once and they kind of get lost in their process. And then in the end, they're kind of like, that's not exactly what I thought I was going to want. So by really focusing on the section that you're in, you'll be able to control the pieces and the movement. Use your mirror, step away. We tend to work really close to the hair, and the hair looks very small. And then when you stand away, it's a different proportion than what you thought in your head. So when you stand away, you can see the balance in proportion, and you can move the hair around while you're working on the particular section, rather than waiting till the end and trying to then go and manipulate your shape.
It's so cool. Thank you so much for coming. This is one of my favorite shoots of all time. But before we go, I just spied over there something really kind of special. This is the brush that Nick created.
Yes, I did. 19 prototypes later, 4 years, I created this cushion brush. And really the idea behind the cushion brush was I wanted to take a combination of natural boar bristle as well as synthetic fibers to create the best blowouts, the most shine, the most dramatic, beautiful, luxurious finish that you could see. And then I added this new fiber ring technology on the outside of the bristle of the brush, and that's to really go in and lock in at the root so that you can create any kind of volume you want. If you're working with naturally textured hair and you want to get the smoothness, but sometimes you see that it has a little ripple at the root, by going in and locking the bristles right at the root, it will drag all the way out, all the way to the ends, or lock in from the top all the way to the bottom. Use your blow dryer and you could lock in. So you have total control over the whole style, and then at the end, after it's blow dried, you can go in, you can use it as a teasing brush as well. So it has lots of features and benefits. Most boar bristles you'll ever see in a brush. Super proud of it. It's been a fun project.
Yeah, and it's called Nick Stenson Curious, the Curious
Collection by Nick Stenson.
And I got to tell you, we handed it out at Artist Session, and people say it is their favorite brush of all time. But they mean it.
You know? No, I've been overwhelmed with how much response I've been getting, both from the consumer and from the stylist, saying, wow, it really does work. So that's really cool.
So cool. All right, so how do people follow you?
Follow me at Nick Stenson on Instagram, or you can find me on any channel. Just go to nickstenson.com and it'll lead you everywhere.
So cool. And Ulta Pro Beauty, great team here today. Thank you all for coming.
Thanks so much.
All right, bye.
Bye.